the number one killer of dreams, relationships, finances, you name it. And this affects about 90% of people in the 1.0 of their lives. There's a 1.0 and a 2.0. A, it's not your fault. B, there's everything you can do about it. And 3, I've got some ideas that work for thousands of people. 30 years I've been practicing as a psychotherapist, psychologist and coach, because it's very important that we look at all of them, in my opinion. My name's Poppy and I work for you. I'm unaffiliated. Firstly, take what you want, leave what you don't. Some of this may be difficult to hear because I hit like a wounded animal, because you don't have time for the overwhelm and the repeat situations and the heaviness and the weight gain and the stress and overwhelm, the anxiety, the depression, the OCD, the fibro, the cancer, the headaches, you name it. Do you want more of that? Or you want to consider that you've been set up, like all of us, to think there's a problem at your end, instead of know that since birth, basically, we've not been given the tools to know how to thrive, to know how to navigate our emotions, even what emotions are, how to set limits, how to have the important conversations, how to talk truthfully about what you want and what you don't want, a boundary, what's okay, what's not okay. Most of us don't understand any of this, and then you suffer alone with whatever symptom you're having of your dis-ease. The 1.0 of life was spent in here manipulating ourselves and gaslighting ourselves about life. Fear, ego. We're always judging in relative position to everything else and everyone else to see, am I safe? Am I not safe? Judgment, though, and fear drives most things. If you think about it, where today have you judged? Where today have you got annoyed? Where today are you fearful of something going wrong? That's the majority of people. We're not mentally healthy. And we wouldn't be if we're not taught how to be and the map, the plan and the guide for how to have a good life. The 2.0 is here, where you listen to yourself. You take yourself seriously. You respect yourself. If you say something gets to change, it changes because you back up your agreements with yourself, because you have self-respect. You know what boundaries are, and you grow in confidence every time you listen to yourself and respect yourself. What we're thinking, feeling and doing gets to be aligned. Without alignment there, if you're thinking one thing, feeling another thing and doing something that doesn't represent what you're thinking about, you will not like yourself, you'll resent life, and you'll get yourself into all kinds of repeat patterns because you haven't found a way out. It's like a maze. You find yourself back in there and go, because we've done the same thing and we've got the same outcome. So what I do is offer education. There's lots here. However, specifically, the other day I was live and I thought that program that took me 40 years to discover and uncover, that has a lot of testimonials to, say how effective it is to understand this stuff. What's a trigger? Why do I get triggered? Why do I get overwhelmed? Why do I feel so bad? Why does this still keep happening? How do I have the difficult conversations and speak directly about the fact I'd like more money, please, boss, that's wringing me dry? How to say what you want in relationships, and so on. We need to know this stuff if we'd like to be safe and thrive. Most people on their deathbed, top regret of the dying, I wish I'd had the courage to live my life instead of the life I thought other people expected of me. I talk to thousands of people every year, and I'd say most people are on a path to saying or feeling or thinking that on their death day. It doesn't have to be that way when we get conscious of the fact we can do everything about this if we have the right education for it, to be savvy psychology, not to be manipulated by a lot of people who make a lot of money from you thinking you're not all that and it's your problem when you're not feeling good. So we take a drug or whatever. We get distracted, we eat, and we make these companies trillions of pounds and dollars annually. So there's a lot of people invested in the fact that you don't think that you can live a life of greatness. Essentially, it's glorified bullying. So If you'd like to do something about it, my program for boundaries, Thrive, Triggers and Boundaries Mastery is now available. You can have a look at it and decide if it's worth a fortune in your mind to invest a fortune in a program that's taken me 40 years to put together. Pay a fortune. If you really feel you need it and you've got £1, pay £1. I'm invested in you being healthy because, frankly, it's not just altruistic, it's quite selfish. The more healthy you are, the more people who are healthy, the better my experience of humans will be for the rest of my days. Take it with my love. If you know someone this applies to, please share the video, save the video, follow, and go gently. I'm sending enormous love. It's not our fault. However, it is our responsibility once someone like me tells you there's a 2.0 to life and it feels damn good. So get in there. Send in love.